we start with the next chapter, that is the human eye and the wonderful world. This colorful world we can see because of the eyes. Now the eyes, they are the most valuable and the most sensitive sense organ of our body. Basically you need to know the structure of the human eye. This human eye, it is made up of this eyeball which has a diameter of nearly 2.3 centimeters. The outermost covering of this eyeball, which is known as the cornea, and this is the very thin membrane through which light passes into the eye. Now when light passes into the eye, the light is passing through the pupil and this pupil, it regulates and controls the light which is entering into the eye. Now this eye pupil, it is controlled by the iris, which is a dark muscular diaphragm, and it controls the size of the pupil. The size of the pupil becomes small or large depending on the amount of light which is coming into it. This pupil, it expands when less amount of light is there. Means when we are in the dark, when this pupil, it expands so that more light can move inside. And this pupil, it contracts when more amount of light is there in the atmosphere. So the size of the pupil depends upon the light which is entering into the eye. Now this iris, it is controlled by the ciliary muscles. These ciliary muscles, they are adjusting the focal length of the lens. This lens, it is a crystalline structure, and this eye lens, it is a fibrous and jelly-like material, and it can adjust its focal length so that we can see nearby objects as well as objects which are far away easily. So because of the adjustment of the focal length of the eye lens, we can see any object very clearly. So this eye lens, it can adjust the focal length. So it is human eye, it is acting as a camera where we have a lens and the image is formed on the retina. This retina, there is an inverted and real image which is formed on the retina, and this retina, it is made up of light sensitive cells. These light sensitive cells which are acting as a screen. So this retina, remember, it is acting as a screen where there are these light sensitive cells. They are carrying all the electrical impulses from the eyes to the brain, and from the brain it processes that information and then we perceive the image. So in short, remember, the eye ball, it has a diameter of 2.3 centimeters. The outermost covering of the eye, it is known as the cornea. Light is entering into the eye through the pupil. This pupil size, it is controlled by the iris, which is a dark muscular diaphragm, and in front the liquid is known as aqueous humor, and in the eyeball the liquid, it is known as the vitreous humor. So and the ciliary muscles are controlling the focal length of the crystalline lens, which is known as the fibrous, which is made up of a jelly-like substance, a fibrous jelly-like substance. Okay. Now this is the structure of the eye. So this light, it coming in through the pupil, it is forming a real and inverted image on the retina. From the retina, these optical nerves are carrying these electrical signals to the brain. The brain processes all the information and then we perceive the image. So this is how this human eye is working. So without the human eye, we couldn't have seen this wonderful and colorful world. So it is the most important sense organ of our body. And remember, it is sensitive also. So it is the most valuable and the most sensitive sense organ of the human body. Now this human eye, it has got a power of accommodation, means the focal length, it adjusts itself in such a way that we can see nearby objects as well as we can see objects which are far away very easily. So this ability of the eye lens to adjust the focal length of the lens, this is known as the power of accommodation. Now this accommodation is because these ciliary nerves, we are controlling the focal length of the lens. Now when the muscles are relaxed, they become thin, and when the lens becomes thin, its focal length increases, and when the focal length increases, we can see far away objects very clearly. Now opposite to this, when the muscles are contracted, then the lens becomes thick. If the lens becomes thick, the focal length decreases, and then we can see nearby objects very clearly. So this is how the eye is adjusting its focal length with the help of the ciliary muscles, and we can see far away objects as well as near objects very clearly. clearly. So the ability of the eye lens to adjust this focal length, it is known as the accommodation. Now when we see very distant object, this is known as the distinct 25 centimeters. This is known as the distance of distinct vision. Why? Because if we take an object more nearer, more less than 25 centimeters, the object will appear to be blurred. It will not be clear. So 25 centimeters, it is known as the distance of distinct vision. At this point, if we keep any object, we can see it clearly. If we take it more nearer to the eye, the object will appear to be blurred and there will be strain on the eyes. So 25 centimeters, this is known as the distance of distinct vision. Okay. Now the smallest distance at which you can see the objects very clearly without any strain on the eye, this nearest distance, it is known as the near point. And this near point for every human eye, it is how much? It is 25 centimeters. So the smallest distance at which our eye can see objects very clearly, that without any strain, this is known as the near point. And naturally opposite, the farthest point at which we can see objects clearly which are at a distance, and that point is known as the far point, and that far point is infinity, means our object can see very very far away objects nicely or clearly. So that is known as the far point. Okay. Now when our ciliary muscles, they become weak, or if they are not working nicely, then the power of accommodation is, there is a loss in the power of accommodation, and then we develop some defect, and there are some defects, plus how you correct those visionary defects. We can there are three different types of defects. The first defect is myopia. Myopia means short sightedness. Short sightedness means we can see nearby objects very clearly, but far away objects cannot be seen very clearly. This defect, it is known as myopia. In myopia, what happens? This eyeball, it becomes elongated, and the image, it is not formed on the retina, it is formed before the retina. Now if you want to take it on the retina, you have to use a concave lens, and when you use a concave lens, this image which was forming before the retina, it will form on the retina. Means your myopia, your disease which is developed by the eye, it needs a correction, and this correction can be done with the help of a concave lens. Okay. So in myopia, what happens? It is short sightedness, means you can see near objects clearly, but far away objects cannot be seen clearly. So here for correction of myopia, using a concave lens. And why this is happening? Because there is elongation of the eyeball. Your eyeball is elongated, and there is excessive curvature of the eyelids. So this eyelids, it has excessive curvature. Because of this image, it is formed before the retina. Okay. So remember, myopia is what? Short sightedness. Then the next is hypermetropia. Hypermetropia means it is long sightedness. Long sightedness, we can see far away objects very clearly, but we cannot see near objects clearly. So it is called long sightedness. Here the eyeball becomes small and the focal length becomes very long. So eyeball is becoming small and the focal length is long. Therefore this image of any object, it is formed beyond the retina. It should be formed on the retina, but it is formed beyond the retina. Now because it is forming beyond the retina, you have to use a correction, a specs or a lens which has got a convex lens. So this, when you use a convex lens, this image will come before and it will be formed on the retina. So this is hypermetropia. For the correction of hypermetropia, you are using a convex lens. Okay. So remember, hypermetropia is long sightedness. Long sightedness means you can see long away or distance objects clearly, but near objects cannot be seen clearly. So for the correction of hypermetropia, you are using a convex lens. Okay. And the third is presbyopia. In this presbyopia, it is in those aged, when we are above 40. When a person is above 40, he cannot see nearby objects very clearly. Means if he want to read a book, he have to use a lens. So this happens because of the weakening of the ciliary muscles. Because of the age, the ciliary muscles have become weak, and there is diminishing flexibility of the eyelids. Means the eyelids is not flexible. Therefore, the focal length cannot be easily adjusted. This condition is called as presbyopia. Okay, and there are also some persons who are having both the diseases. Both means myopia and hypermetropia, means they are short sightedness and long sightedness. At this time, they have to use a bifocal bifocal lens. In this bifocal lens, the lower side it has got a convex lens, okay, and the upper side it has got a concave lens. Means when someone is reading, it is using a convex lens, and for seeing distance object, it is using a concave lens. So concave lens is for near vision, and convex lens it is for distance vision. So this is how the lower part of the bifocal specs it is a convex lens, and the upper part it is a concave lens. Okay, so these are the three different visions, different defects in the visions, and this is how we have to give them correction. Okay, so you need to know the structure of the human eye, and you need to know the defects of